name is Ayo, and I'm the founder of Tips and Joy. I share interview and career tips, as well as Scrum Master and project management tips. If you're looking for a way to practice for that big interview, you could check the link in my bio. I have both free and paid services. And thank you for taking out time to join this session. If you have any questions, there's a question mark box at the bottom right corner. Feel free to add the question there so that it doesn't get lost amongst the comments. So I'll hand over to you,
Okay.
Alice, just
Okay,
to,
my name is
give an
Alice
introduction and,
and I'm based in Lagos,
about you.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
I'm a product designer and manager. That's like simple and short.
All right. So I think let's jump right into it. Like when I for those who don't know her, well, I met Alice over, Instagram. Her story was just inspiring, like going from being a caterer to, a product designer and manager and, thriving in that space, which is what I
Yes.
really love about tech. Like, tech has really
Yeah,
transformed everything. I'm sure in the past to do any of this, you'll have had to go back to school
me too.
and, things have just, I'm enjoying it and I'm pushing and happy
Mm-hmm.
for. I want people to
Yeah.
join as as quick as possible to enjoy what we're all enjoying. So, what led you to it? Like,
Okay,
what's the
so
background
I
of
used to be a
wanting to
full-time
transition?
chef.
Yeah.
I did that for about 7 years and I had three food businesses. And I just got frustrated. Like I got
Wow.
really tired of
Mm.
doing food business, especially in this part of the world where, things are just difficult. Everything is not just going as planned. Like I planned so much for my food business and it didn't work out. And I was just sick of it. I kept trying every year and it got worse and I got tired. And I'm like, okay, so what do I do with my life now? Because prior to, starting a food business, I'd not worked anywhere. I started really early and, no work experience anywhere,
Mm.
never worked in an office, and I didn't know how to go about it.
Right.
So a friend of mine was talking to me. I was like, boy, you design now. You do every single thing, your logos, you do everything about your business. So why don't you just look at design? I'm like, do they
Mm-hmm.
employ Canva designers? Because I was using Canva at the time, and it just started like that. I had to do
Okay.
research, discover what I wanted to do, and it went on like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when you say that, like you were tired of the food, what was tiring
Oh my
about it? Yeah.
goodness. Okay, like
Was it like it
even
wasn't
if
like
you think you
generating
have
enough
enough profit here,
profit
there
or
is
like, yeah.
always so much expenses. Like it was so much. You would plan that, okay, this is what I'm spending this month, but then Nigeria will happen to you and then you would find out that you're spending way more,
Mm-hmm.
right? Only food business owners would actually understand this. You would put in so much.
Yeah.
You are doing ads, you spend, you probably have a plan of maybe 100K for market runs. You get to the market and find out that what you saw 2 days ago is now like double the
Yeah.
price. And you can't go back to your clients to say, please help me.
Right.
You will deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? So it was just frustrating for
True.
me. And I got
Yeah,
tired.
yeah, exactly. Yes. Good. I can imagine. So, like for people that are listening and they want to like transition to being a product designer, what were the steps
Okay, so
you took
the first thing I
that,
did
led you to where
was
you are
do
now?
research. I had to first discover the skills I had at that time because if you're transitioning, you need to first think of the skills that you possess, and then you know that you're going to add more skills to it. But then I did a lot of
Yeah.
research. I discovered there were different types of designers that I had never heard of, interaction, visual, so many. And I wanted to like discover which design I wanted to do, So I watched a lot of videos, a lot of a day in my lives, which deceived me, by the way. That's another story. So I watched a lot of
Mm.
videos, did a lot of research, and then discovered that okay, I could do UI UX, product design, and started doing research on where to learn. That's another thing. There are a whole lot of courses. Which one was right for me? What do I want to achieve
Mhm.
from these courses? What was my aim? What was my goal? So I discovered the courses I wanted to do, and in a space of 1 year, I did like 15. Don't judge me.
Wow.
Well, Not all. I paid for
I
some
hope they
and
were all
some were
free, or
free.
did you pay for
Yeah.
all of the
So I
15?
did like 15, and
Some,
after that
okay,
I started
okay.
doing like projects on my own. And from this 15, I got like teams. I was able to work with teams, understand what teamwork was about. And from that, I started putting myself out there, posting about what I've done.
About,
And I
okay,
just got my first gig. So I've never actually done an interview with a recruiter before.
okay.
I just got a DM, can you do this? And that's how I got my first gig.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow, wow. That's inspiring. So you said a day in the life you really deceived you. How did it deceive you? Like what did
Yes,
you think? And
something like that. So
it's
the
more
thing
like
is,
what
when
I
people want
ordered
to get
versus
into
what I
tech, they are
got,
so
right?
excited about the money, the good life, the fancy things that a day in my life shows you,
Mm-hmm.
right? A day in my life, if you check them on TikTok, they don't really show the work they do.
Yeah,
They show the entering a bus, getting coffee, all those fancy things. And
true.
that's what is in
Yeah,
your
yeah.
head. Like, money there for tech, oh, there is a lot of money. I'm about to flex, big girl. And then I started and I'm like, what's all these designs?
Like,
What's
uh-huh.
this? This is not even Canva. What's going on here? What's project? What's case study? Why do I have to go through so much wahala just to design
Mm-hmm.
something? But as time went by, I understood
Mm-hmm.
it, got used to it, and we're here.
I mean, yeah, that's good. That's really nice. So in terms of
Okay,
like product
so we
designing, and
do a
then so
lot
as a
of
product designer,
research.
what do you actually do?
We try
Yeah.
to understand. So first off, yeah, let me clear something up. There is difference between UX and product designer, just a little bit of difference. And the difference is the product designer focuses more about the business, right? You still care for users, but then you want to consider the business more. The UX is more about the users, how would they feel, how would they interact with the product. But the product designer is also
Okay.
considering the business part of things. Like she's considering the stakeholders, investments, and how the
Yes.
business goes, basically. So, yeah. Okay, so sorry, what's your question again?
So
I forgot.
go ahead, please. I was asking like what a product designer does, but you mentioned something as
Yeah.
regards the difference between product designer and a UX UI UX designer. Can you give an example of how it
Yeah,
differs?
almost the
Because
same. The
honestly, many people
only
think product
difference
design is the same
is
thing as UI
a
UX.
product
Yeah,
designer would also consider the business part of things. Yeah. So a UX designer would
part of it.
just think
Okay,
of do
okay.
interviews with only the users, talk to users. Everything about what they're building focuses on the users, right? Focuses on the users. But then the product designer does not just focus on users
Users.
alone.
Yeah.
She considers whether the business will make profits, or what's the business going to be like. Is this good for business? Why should we do it like this? That's basically the difference. So they are doing almost the same thing.
Okay. Okay, okay. So for people that are thinking of like getting this kind of job, even in
Um,
Nigeria, how what will you advise
so
that they do?
first
How would
off,
they go
to get
about it?
jobs is really tight. I won't even lie, right? I don't think it's just for product design. I think it's just getting jobs generally.
Hmm.
But then, first off, you need to be very good at what you do,
Yeah,
because the
really,
same
yeah.
job you're applying to, 1,000 people are still applying to that same
Hmm.
job. So if you're not good at what you do and you want to just keep applying, it's going to be a problem. But there's an easier way, which is putting yourself out there. And that worked for me. It might not work for some other person, but it worked for me. I knew that I
Hmm.
didn't want to do so much applications, right? So what I did was everything I was studying back then, I was always posting about it, especially on TikTok. I was doing it on TikTok, I was doing it on
Oh,
Instagram, I was doing a little bit
hmm.
of it on LinkedIn. Twitter, I'm not a Twitter person. So, but I don't like wahala. So if you're someone that
You
is
don't like
very,
war.
very you are very active on Twitter, it's a very good place. Just put yourself out there, because I noticed that what a lot of people lack is they know so much, but then they just keep it in. They are getting all the certificates, they are doing all the case studies, but they never post about it. That's the difference. You just stay in your closet or wherever it is that you are, and you just keep posting, and you just keep doing a lot of projects, doing a lot of things. They're actually solving problems, but they're not posting it. They're just quiet. That's the difference. If you can do that frequently,
Yeah.
even if you apply for a job and they're going through your LinkedIn or your social media accounts, which I suggest you link to your CV or your portfolio, if they're going through it, if they don't want to call you before and they're seeing all the steps, your progress, they're seeing all these things, it might just encourage them to reach out to you,
Yes.
basically.
Yeah, that's very true. But when you say about posting it, some people are like, maybe this thing that I'm just learning, I don't even know it. What if I go and post rubbish? Or some people are also like shy to post, that kind of thing. How do you like break and overcome that
That's
fear of
that's
just
that's
putting
the
yourself
imposter
out there? What if it
syndrome.
doesn't
Like,
work?
it's,
There's so many
I
what
won't say
if.
it didn't happen to me. A lot of things I did initially, I didn't post it. But then the first one I posted, I got a DM. So the thing is, you never can tell. And guess what? It wasn't even a good one. It wasn't a good, like, when I went back to the design, I'm like, what is this rubbish I did? Do you understand? So the thing is, you need to remove that from your head. See, you know what I tell
Yeah.
myself? I say, the fact that I can do this much, even if it's not so good, is enough. There are many people that don't even know anything about product design that wants to get in. I am better than these people, right? Though I have superiors, I have bosses.
Yeah.
Go and learn from them. And you see a lot of people on Twitter, they would post their work and tag
Yes.
people, tag the mentors. Please critique this for me. It's not a bad thing. If you are shy, you will not get to where you want to get to in tech. Shyness not help anybody for tech. Oh. You have to you are going to do presentations, you are going to talk, you are going to do stand-up meetings. They will ask you questions. Why did you put this button here? And you are shy. How are you going to explain? Do you understand? So first thing is, take that out of your mind. Be confident about what you do. Even if it's rubbish, be confident about the rubbish, because that rubbish that you did took a lot of hours to do. So if somebody is critiquing you and telling you, oh, this is not nice, just take it. Some people are really mean, but at the end of the day, take it and go and work on it and work on yourself, and don't stop posting. Sometimes you cry, feel bad, but please come back and post again. Tag me if you can. I will hype you. I will hype you. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I like when you say like sometimes you cry, because I think for everybody there's, I don't know,
Yeah.
it's a journey. Even for me to like even transition, like even then I didn't even know what I was doing. It's just something I heard of. It's just something I heard of. I said, okay, let me try.
Mm-hmm.
And from
Mm-hmm.
trying has just led to so many things, so many things. Now, people say, like, I posted this on my story just before this live. Some people say, oh, like, oh, tech is just a fad. I mean, it's going to come and go. Just because they feel like, how can someone from, as in someone that doesn't have experience, just
I
get a job, and
I,
it's
I
a
think they
big job,
don't
it's a
I
well-paying
think they don't
job.
understand
What
what
do
they
you
are
think
saying.
about that? And
It is
what's your
definitely
opinion
not.
on
And I'm a typical example of what tech can do to somebody. Like, I went from being extremely broke, in debt, to now, to what I am now. I'm not there yet. I'm still a work in progress. But then I am not how I used to be. I'm not crying because I am broke. I can easily afford data. There was a time I couldn't afford data. I'm saying it here so that people get encouraged and know that it's not about everything that you see or you post. See, a lot of things, you see a lot of posts online, they will discourage you. They'll make you feel like, oh, you're not doing enough. But only you only know your story. And don't believe whatever people say. Tech is definitely not a fad. Like, have you seen people on Twitter, guys go from being so broke to being, very, very wealthy and doing things, giving back to society, people giving out laptops, giving out different things on Twitter. It is definitely not a joke. Some of them have been doing it for 10 years, and tech is still improving. Now there's AI, there is so many things that will
True.
still come. There's augmented reality, so many things are
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a joke.
Yeah.
So it's better for anybody, if you can come in now, come in fast. There's no time.
True. Yeah. Exactly. Because I just think for everything in life, like if you can come in at that time, just try
Exactly.
and get in. Just like, people trying to move to Canada or even
Yes.
to UK. See now it's getting more difficult, right? So like whatever you can do, just try all your best. I know it's getting tight, like especially for like for
Yes.
roles that maybe you're not coding, because many people don't like to code. So they
Really
like to
tight.
look for roles that are not
Yes.
non-coding roles. Like it's getting tight now because people are now aware. Yeah, like even when I became a scrum master, it wasn't I don't think I was the best scrum master out there. No, I just tried something and it worked. And there was room, right? Many people were just getting into that
Do
field.
it.
So it was good. So in other words, like whatever you can do, try to get in as
Yeah.
yes, exactly. Try to get in as early as you can. So I also wanted to ask about like how do you then move from that Nigerian space to trying to get jobs even outside of the country? How was that journey for
Okay,
you, or how
so
can you advise
first
people that are
off,
planning to do that
my
too?
my story is, I think my story is more about grace, because I've not worked. I think all the gigs I've done are not Nigerian gigs. So I'm not even going to use my own story. But basically, I've seen people work, with foreign companies. Okay, first off, so first off,
Can
after
you
I
tell us your
finished all
story
my internship,
first?
because I
Yeah, can
had
you
like a
tell us?
lot,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did all the internships, boot camps, got my case studies together,
Hmm.
and then I just posted one day on TikTok that, oh, you know how TikTok can be now. I just posted what the clients
Hmm.
requested versus what we delivered.
Yeah.
What we delivered was the designs, right? And I posted that, and
What you
then a
delivered.
company from America reached out that, can we
Yeah.
repost this? I said yes. Afrotech, I don't know if you know them. Can we repost this? I
Well.
said yes. I
Hmm.
checked their followers. They were about less than
Yes.
10K
Yes.
then
I
on
know
TikTok.
them. Yeah.
So I'm like, thank God, or at least I'll see some followers and all. I didn't know they were going to post it
Okay.
on Instagram, where they had over 200K
Yeah.
followers.
Uh-huh.
So they came and posted it on Instagram. So you can imagine the shock when I woke up and I
Wow.
saw 200 followers with my DMs, people asking me, can you do this? My app is this. I want you to redesign this.
Hmm.
Can you do this? I'm like, what's going on? I'm a
Uh-uh.
learner. I don't even know what I'm doing yet. So immediately I reached out to some colleagues that I worked with in,
Hmm.
different
Hmm. Hmm.
internships. Please, guys, have you done this before? How is it? How do they charge? What's the,
Hmm.
and I said, they're doing all of that, and I was able to
Okay.
land one of the clients. A lot of people will enter your DMs, but then you need to, once you give them price, who is going to go and who will stay. And
Yeah.
me, I am, the way I've positioned myself, I
Who
didn't
is
want
not? Yeah. Hmm.
100K naira kind of jobs. I wanted big jobs. So I was charging them a lot of money. So at the end of the day, I
Big
got
one.
the first one that did not
No.
even stress me.
Okay.
I don't think
Okay.
we had a conversation for 72 hours,
Hmm.
and it just made the first payment. I'm like, wait, I don't even know what I'm doing. Is this
Wow.
guy joking? Do you understand? How do you trust me so much? He now said, oh, that he had one
Yeah.
Ghanaian friend back then. He knows about jollof fries. He knows Africans are nice people. So he wants to believe I'm a nice person. I'm like, thank you, Sao. That's all. That's how mine
Mhm.
happened. And after that, I got more like that. So that's just for me. But then I would say, if you want to work for foreign companies, there are a lot of people, there are a lot of startups, right? The first thing to do is, if you don't have experience, if you don't have work
Mm.
experience, it's even more difficult. But then what you can do is apply as an intern,
Yeah.
even for positions where you see that they are requesting for many, many years. I've seen people, you would see 3, 4 years, but then they will send an email to the
Yes.
recruiter,
Mm-hmm.
send a message, a DM to the recruiter, and say, oh, I'm an intern, I want to do this for free. I want to just learn. All I want to do is work. I don't want money. Please help
Yeah.
me.
Mm-hmm.
If you do that to about 50 people, 50 startups, their CEOs or the recruiters, you will definitely get one positive response. I've seen different people do it. I got this idea from somebody on Twitter, and I've tried it. There are so many people that have tried it that has worked for them. So to land jobs abroad is not a walk in the park. They always ask for
But
experience. And
wow.
for designers,
Mm-hmm.
they would always ask you for HTML, CSS, so many things, right? So if you don't have all those things, just apply as an intern. that shows that, oh,
Oh wow.
I know Sabio, I'm still learning. So
Mm-hmm.
don't pay me. But if you try this scope
Yeah.
with
Okay.
our people here, I don't know. But then if you try, I don't know, they will take you, but they will not really pay you. But then if you try it with those people abroad, you might still, they might still consider payment at some point. But try this, it works for a lot of people. Please, if you
Mm-hmm.
need broad jobs abroad, this is the way to go. Do it on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Just look for startups, and that's how it starts.
Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, you mentioned first of all, you mentioned internships.
yeah,
How did you
definitely.
get those internships, and can you share
So who is
some
this?
of the internships? Yeah.
Okay, so I'm seeing most of my people here. Thank you, guys. Okay, so
Okay.
internships. I did
Yeah.
side hustle. I did Zuri. I did HNG. Yeah,
Hmm. Are they on are they
yeah,
on
side hustle
Nigerian?
internship on Instagram.
Okay, side
Zuri
hustle,
is also on
Zuri.
Instagram and on
Okay.
Twitter. Then I did HNG. HNG happens like once a year. They've not started this year, but follow them on Twitter. They're not. I don't think they're on Instagram. I don't know them on Instagram, but Twitter, follow HNG. Then I did entry level. I took entry level courses. I took a lot of
Mhm.
LinkedIn courses, those short courses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But for internships, side hustle, there's one other
Mhm.
one I did. I can't remember. It's been a long time. But the main ones I suggest to people that come to my clarity sessions,
Mhm.
I tell them side hustle, because side hustle is not just an internship. You learn, there's a training phase, which is 4 weeks, and then this is free ado. Wow. Okay, so this is okay. So you
Okay.
do like 4 weeks training, and then you pay for this free, but then you pay for the certificate, and then after that, you would now move to the boot
Mhm.
camp phase where you pay to enter the boot camp. This phase was the best for me because I was able to bond with a lot of people.
Mhm.
We were like 10 in a group, 10 designers in a group. We built 4 projects in 4 weeks. So if you do that, you already have like 4 projects
Oh,
already
wow.
in your portfolio, right? And this was how it started. Yeah,
True.
Future Academy. Someone
Mhm.
just wrote it. Future Academy is also another one, that I joined. So there are a lot of them. Just
Mhm.
yeah, they have product design,
So
they have coding
this is just
courses, they
for
have
product
data
design, right?
analysis, business analysis. Actually, generally, they have
Yeah.
different tech courses. Yeah.
Friends. Okay. Okay. So I also wanted to ask, like, what skills do you see that people that these companies require, most of them? Like,
Like
on what
general
skills do
tech
people
jobs
need
or
to
product
have to be
design
able to
jobs.
get this kind of jobs?
Product design, you must know how to do
No, no, this
research. You
product
must
design, yeah.
know how to communicate. You must know how to design, right? Now, first, interpersonal skills, you need to understand how to work with a team. I think for all tech roles, right? Then you need to know how to communicate. You need to know how to
Yeah.
do research. One of the
Mm-hmm.
major reasons why a friend of mine said
Okay.
this UX where you they do safe, it fits you, because they will just send me something in the DM, see this video, and I will trace it down to the person that posted it. I don't know how it happens. Like, so they were always telling me, you need to do be an FBI. What is it? So if you don't have research skills, or you
Yeah.
don't like doing research, or you get tired easily to research on anything, you should not even bother about product design, because you're going to do a lot of research. You
Mhm.
have to do research, you have to speak to users, you have to do interviews, you need to learn how to, design on Figma. So these are like basic things that you need.
Mhm. All right. All right. Thank you very much. And you mentioned like posting some of this work that I mean some of these things that you have done in on social media platforms. Which one have you seen has like the best traction? Like most likely somebody will reach out to
I
you, or
think
that
for
is the
me it's
best
Instagram,
platform
because that's
to
where
do
like
this
I
kind
do
of
all my
things.
posting, right? For me it's Instagram. For someone else it might be Twitter, or so I
Okay.
think it's
Okay.
where you have like a lot of followers. It works for you.
Oh yeah, true, true.
For
Yeah.
Twitter, I have less than 500. So if I post anything, it might not even get anything. Same thing. So on Instagram, I did a lot of posting. On TikTok,
Yeah.
I did postings and it worked. So for someone else, it might not be the same thing. But then just look for a platform you are comfortable and then just do the postings. If you are scared of Twitter people, please run for your life. Like me, I don't post anything there because I know one wahala beg. They get angry easily and I don't want trouble. So I just stay away from them. But then it's good for a lot of people. People have been using Twitter before, I joined and it works for them. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
that's
I see some of
also
your
part of it. Thank you,
friends
Frank.
commenting adaptability and hunger.
Oh, see,
I don't know what that means.
okay, so
What
this person is saying for
adaptability
what
and hunger?
roles? I don't get the question.
I think for what we're talking
Okay.
about something, but it's majorly product design. Product design, yeah, product design. So I also wanted to ask you, is coding required? Do you need, because you mentioned HTML, CSS,
So
JavaScript.
initially
Do
when
you
I
need all of
started,
that to
when I
become a
also
product
asked this
designer?
question, they said no, right? And I just learned product design. And to be fair,
Okay.
when I got my first gig, I didn't need HTML or anything. But then if you want to work in big tech, in the job description,
Okay.
you would see it clearly. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, not all, but most of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you know that you don't need it or you don't want it, it's fine. But personally, I would advise, I wish I learned it earlier. I just learned it this year. I wish I learned it like last year or something. I would have gotten some roles that I really wanted.
Okay.
But if you don't know how to do it, it's fine. You still get jobs. But then if you are aiming at working in big tech later as you progress, you need to do HTML, CSS, and
Mm-hmm.
JavaScript.
Okay. Okay. Another question would be like, what are the common misconceptions or common issues that you feel people face when transitioning
Okay,
to,
so
I mean, tech or
one
even
would
to
be
product
skill
design?
gap. So when people want to transition, first thing they think of is, oh, do I have the skills? For example, a banker wants to become a web developer. You need to know how to code. You need to first, there are so many languages. I don't know so much about coding, but I know there is so many, a lot of them. You need to find out where you're comfortable, pick some things and learn. Then you need to know the basics, HTML, CSS, all those stuff. So skill gap is a problem. And it's not just that, it's the fact that you need to keep evolving, you need to keep learning new things. So that skill, to acquire that skill is the first issue. A lot of people find it difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I found it difficult too. But then with time, with hunger, especially if you are broke,
Oh,
you will do it. You will do it. Then the second one would be imposter syndrome. That is a big issue because you would doubt
mm,
yourself many
it's true.
times. You would feel like you're not doing, you would ask yourself, am I supposed to be here? Is this going to work? Can I talk in public? Can I present my
Mm,
designs? How am I going to go about it? So that's another problem. The third one would be work experience. After you've learned all these things, you now start hearing that you need 3 years experience
mm-hmm.
to get a job. So how am I supposed to get this job,
Experience.
please? Do you understand? And that's where I advise people to do this side hustle, because on my CV, side hustle is one of my experience, right? So, and it's an experience because for 8 weeks you're working with people,
Mm,
they are saying that,
yeah.
okay, you build projects. So don't just sign up for any type of internship. I signed up for internships because I wanted to have experience. So I was able to pick the ones that would give me the experience. When they ask you, have you worked with teams? Have you done projects? I'll be able to say, oh, yes, I did 4 projects. I did this, I did that. So that's for work experience. And the
Yes.
last one would be
Okay. Mm-hmm.
networking. This is like the biggest of
Yeah.
all, because after you've done
Mm.
all these things and
Well,
you cannot network, you cannot. And the problem, a lot of people wait till they've gotten all the certification before they think of networking. And that's when you start getting DMs like, please, I want to be your friend. I've gotten that a lot from different people. Yeah, I want to be your friend. Yeah, I want to be your friend. Like, because they saw
this has to
a
be
post
involved
of mine
regard.
about
Yeah.
product design or something. Yeah, so I'd like to be your friend. That's the wrong way to network. I feel like
Okay.
networking starts from when you are taking the courses, your course mates. And I know I asked a friend some time back, and she said the
Okay.
reason why she doesn't network with her course mates because they are all like her, all of them, they are looking for help and they are trying to get somewhere, so they cannot help her. And I'm like, no, that's a lie. I've had people of like 50 plus. I know one celebrity photographer that was in my cohort in HNG. I know one other guy that has been doing tech for like 10 years, but as a data analysis, right? He did data analysis and he was switching to product design. And he came into one of the internships I was in. So there are a lot of people that are way ahead of you. They might not be doing product design, but they understand what tech is about. They've been in there. Not even that. They might even have a link to something else. So you should start networking from your course mates, your teammates when you are learning. And then as you progress, you start putting yourself out there. That's another form of networking. Then you can now start sending recruiters. If you don't have anything on your LinkedIn, you can't send a recruiter a message, because the first thing they do before they accept anything, before they accept that connection, they will go to your page, they will check you out. If it's just empty, they will not even respond. There have to be things on your LinkedIn or Twitter for somebody to now say, oh,
Yeah.
let me see what this person has to say. Let me even respond. Right? So, yeah, basically.
Yeah. So someone asked, so was it easy to learn? Share your strategies for
Okay.
learning. I know you have
It
shared some
was
earlier, but if you
very
don't mind,
difficult.
yeah.
I won't even lie. It was one of the most difficult things to do. Moving from cooking and planning meals for people, events, to sitting down in front of my laptop for hours, studying, drawing. It was really annoying at some point. So it's not easy. Strategy is consistency and hunger. Yes, there's no other strategy. See, if you are very comfortable with where you are in life, no matter what I say here, you will not do it. But if you know that
Very true.
you want to work, I kept telling myself, I'm going to work at Google. And for me to work at Google, yeah, I need to work. I need to study. People on my WhatsApp, they were tired of me. Are you not tired, madam? From one course to another, from
Yeah.
one case study. You know, they rest. I'm like, rest is for the weak. Duh, I'm not resting. I need to put in work. People that are senior developers, senior
True.
designers, you know how many years they've been working, right? So I was hungry. I wanted to
Exactly.
do it. Hunger as per no money. Hunger as per I want to go up. I want to go way ahead of my
Yeah.
peers. I want to be able to do things that I'm seeing people do. I want to be able to do, hey guys, a day in my life, blah blah blah. I want to do it too, right? So I every time I feel down, I just went back to those
Yeah.
videos. I'm like, this person has come so far, and I want to get there, and I need to do it. There is no strategy. There's no. I won't say, oh, draw
True.
up a timetable. You get
Yeah.
sick of it. Just think of why you are. Why did you start? Why you
True.
started? That's the cocoa. Just know why you started, and keep at it, and be consistent. That's all you need to do, basically.
Thank you for being honest. Yeah, and being seriously transparent. Someone said that also you need a poker
Exactly.
face while on the job and
Yes.
keep praying
Yes.
throughout the day when nervous. I think this is so important. Yeah, this is really, really, because even when you start the job, some people will be asking you questions.
Oh,
Sometimes it feels like some people are trying to test you. Just yeah, just having that mindset of I'm not,
like.
even for me, I know, telling myself I will not be disgraced, I'll not be embarrassed. God, you have brought me
It's so
this
there's
far.
sometimes when I'm in
I will not
stand up,
disgrace
I'm
my
like, oh God,
generation.
what do I say now? Like, how do I even go about this? I'm like, hey, these people will not disgrace me. What kind of question is this? Why are you asking me so much questions? Like I've explained. But you just somehow I feel like prayer is really important. Is extremely important. Oh Lord, save me. Don't disgrace my generation.
It is.
Because some people just want to just humiliate you. Like then you've explained, oh, you've done all the presentation, you've answered all the questions, but
Yeah.
they just want to embarrass you. They want to just keep asking. They're looking for a way for you to make mistakes so that they'll say, hey, I said it. She doesn't know anything. Right? So
True.
aside the
Said
hunger and the
it's, yeah.
consistency, be very
Yeah.
prayerful. Please. Very, very prayerful.
Is essential. Yeah. Okay. I wanted to say, like, are there different requirements? Just because I mean you live in Nigeria, you also, I mean, work with companies abroad. Are there like different requirements when transitioning to tech in Nigeria versus when transitioning to tech abroad? Or when trying to get a job in Nigeria
I
or
feel
abroad?
like
Like what would you
they're
say are
almost
like
the
the
same.
main
The only difference
differences?
is when you are in Nigeria and you want to get a remote job abroad, you need to be very, very and I don't think there's any way you can do it. Network has humiliated me plenty times. That's like a requirement. You need to have like different service providers
Yeah.
they are using, because if one is not working, another one will work. Then you also know, you need to know that your technical skills, you need to be
Mm-hmm.
on top of your game. What a Nigerian company will require might be very little. So like if you do Nigerian interviews
Okay.
are
Okay.
good. Like I've spoken to a lot of people, but then when you're doing abroad interviews, is very different.
Or
The kind of questions they're asking you, sometimes you'll be like, I've been studying these things since I've
mm,
never heard of this, right? So you need to just evolve,
this
be
Mhm.
read about things, get to understand a lot of things, watch a lot of videos, watch a lot of interview videos, and the requirements are not so much, they are not so different, they're just
Mm.
our economy here, the network situation here. Your boss would understand that, oh, MTN is bad, but your guy abroad will never understand. My boss told me 2 days ago, what kind of country are
Yeah.
you in that the network is so bad? 2 days
Mm.
ago there was no network. Yesterday evening there was, I didn't work 2 days ago in the evening, I didn't work yesterday evening. No network. As in, when I mean no network, nothing.
Wow.
It was that bad. So if you don't have different, and the worst part, I have MTN, I have Airtel, I have Glow. Airtel was not working initially, Glow was not working, MTN was
Mm.
rubbish. At the end of the day, what worked? Airtel. So it's just, you need to just have options, and then you need to just read. I posted something about getting a certificate some days ago, and somebody entered my DM and was like, I know you from last year in one of the internships. Are you still studying? What are you studying again? I'm like, hello. Like it's consistent. Continue learning, never stop, because at the end of the day, you are doing
Yeah.
yourself. You might know so much, you might know a lot of things, but then when you now get into that interview, and you want to speak, not a Nigerian interview now, oh, you just forget a lot of things. Because the way they would ask the questions, the English will be different. the
Mm.
the
Mm.
the way they're supposed to say something, they'll use another word. It will just confuse you. So if you don't even watch how to do interviews, or what to say, watch different ones, how to understand different things, you might just get it all wrong and just um mess up. Sorry, somebody saying something. I don't know. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your page
Yeah.
helped me.
So
Let me
that's why
let me
if you
just
need to
say it
practice
here
for your
now.
interview sessions, jump in the link in
I
my
come to your
bio.
page every time to read. Like, even if you have a job, you still want to apply
Yes.
for like more jobs, and you want to, brush up on things. Her page is the best, guys. I
Exactly.
beg. Make sure you come every day. She's dropping something. Well done.
I'm dropping things, yes, so every time. So thank you so much for sharing. I mean, so much. It's always good to hear like stories like this. It inspires me. I'm sure inspiring people that are also listening as well. If you have any questions, because we're wrapping up soon, just drop your questions here. Alice has said a lot. I feel like even just from this your video, I have like content for like 2 or 3 weeks. It's because you have dropped you
No,
have dropped a lot of, I
that's
mean,
the goal.
good nuggets, and you're being
That's the goal.
transparent, which is
Okay.
really good. Then,
Okay, so when I started, yeah,
yes,
I was
I
looking
also
for
wanted,
somebody that was
go
going to be
ahead,
very
please.
transparent.
No, go.
The thing is, when people talk about tech, they talk about just the good side, they talk about the flex side. They don't talk about how difficult it is. They don't talk about how you get
Mm-hmm.
frustrated, how you know so much, you are sure of yourself, but then nobody wants to hire you for whatever reason. They don't talk about all these things. So I've told myself that whenever I have the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to speak about product design or getting into tech, I'm just going to say it as it is,
That's
so
it.
that you know what to expect. You start making your decisions that, do I have strength for this or not? I was deceived. Me, I got into it because of the flex. Like, what? I just need, somebody told me you just need to study for 3 months. It's a lie from the pit of hell. Do not believe that. You need to study for. I did 1 year straight before I got my first gig. You need to study back to back. You cannot give up.
Another thing, just based on what you said, and I see that what happens is that, like for example, some people, okay, yes, okay, I'm ready, I'm ginger to get into tech, and maybe I published, for example, I shared my story and I said, oh, it took 3 months, and theirs that started taking like 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, and let's say the person is also like maybe a caterer too, and after 6 months, well, this thing is not working, and then they go back to what they were doing before, and going about saying, oh, it didn't work, it didn't work. Yes, I understand, but what do you have to, how can you encourage people like that? Because many people feel like, if I haven't gotten after 3 months, if I haven't gotten after 6 months, I don't think this thing is for me, let me just move along and go and continue what I'm doing before. I think
A
that's that
lot.
part that we need to really emphasize, because
Okay.
people get discouraged
So
and
that's
they're
why I
like, oh,
started the
I'm
clarity
not going to do
sessions,
this anymore.
because the goal was for me to explain what it feels like and what you have to do when you are getting in. So I had somebody that had the same issue, started and stopped because she was not getting jobs. She did just one course, and I think it took about 2 or 3 months, and then she got tired, went back to doing something else. And I told her, I said,
Yeah.
it doesn't work that way. Let's even assume that it's not tech you're doing, you want to start up a business. Are you going to hit 1 million naira in the first month? It's not possible.
Yeah.
For you to hit that amount, you need to do a lot of ads. You need to intentionally do a lot of things, which will cost you money. So if you are not doing the work, you will be spending the money for people to do the work for you. You can decide to pay people to run ads for you, and you will make the money in the first month if you plan well. So the truth is, you cannot start tech and after 3 months you are giving up. That means your why is not strong enough. This takes me back to your why. Why did you join? Did you just join because you heard that there's money there? A lot of people join because, oh, I heard there's money. That's all. They don't have any zeal
Yes.
for it.
Yeah.
They
There's
don't
money
like
there.
it. So I always tell
Yeah.
people in my clarity
Yes.
sessions, what do you do currently? From what you do currently and the skills that you have, from the questions I would ask you, I will be able to give you 3 different niches that you can go and look at.
Ask you.
That way, you are still doing what you are doing currently, but in another way, right? If you're somebody that likes to organize things, you like to manage people, you like to settle disputes, I will tell you that, oh, go and think of product management. You will manage a team, you will do this, you will do that. If you're somebody that already uses Canva in your business or in whatever, I'll tell you, go and look at design. If you're someone that likes to do a proco, I will tell you, go and do research. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, if you do not have a good why, you will get frustrated. So to me, if you stop after 3 months, your why is not strong enough. When it don't hook you, you will come back. You would, and the thing is, yes, that's the thing.
True.
If you give
I like you
yourself
say,
at
hunger.
least
Go ahead, yeah.
6 months of back to back, you are studying, you are doing case studies, you are building your portfolio, you are putting yourself out there. It has to be, if see, a lot of people they do so many things except putting themselves out there. So it looks like, oh, I'm doing a lot of things, I'm not getting anything. Put yourself from the first day you sign up for the course. Hey guys, I've decided to do this, and I signed up for this course. Please join me on this journey. Next day, this is what I learned from the first episode of this course. It is this. I didn't do this thing. That's why it took me 1 year. Imagine if I started recording from the first day I started, right? Day 3 on this episode, they taught us about blah blah blah. Do a snapshot of your screen, post it on LinkedIn, post it on Twitter. Day 4, when you're done, I finally gotten the certificate. You see strangers that don't know you saying congratulations. They are watching. You don't just know. When you now do your project, you will not come back and say, I just tried to. No, the problem is people will criticize you if you come and do as if you're a boss. Put yourself down. Come and say, oh, I finally was able to build this project, right? And this is it. Please tell me, how did I do? That's all. They'll tell you, they will not be harsh. They'll tell you, oh, this box is not supposed to be here. Put this button here. And before you know it, recruiters are watching. Sometimes you don't even need to apply. Somebody will just say, I have a job for an intern. Are you interested? You just get it. So you cannot give up. Now who give up?
Wow.
Nine lose. You are the one that has lost. It's not me. Do you understand? If I'd given up somebody, I won't be on this life. Right? So the truth is, I won't be on this life. I would have just been somewhere wailing and blaming the whole world except myself. So please, as you put in the work behind the scenes, bring it out for us to see and appreciate you. That's all.
Yeah. Someone said it's the Nigerian thing now. You cover your tracks, you don't let people know. You know how Nigerians are. Like, you have to, even me, to be honest, like, even when I started trying to become a Scrum Master, I was, maybe just a few people knew.
That's
and then after then, when you have now gotten the job, you now tell the whole
But then I now saw
you know?
that, wait, the moment I posted this thing, somebody noticed it. And I'm happy for people that are posting from the beginning right now, because I'm happy for them. If I did it way back, I probably would have been working in big tech by now or something. Because the more you put yourself out there, people are seeing you. You don't even believe. Like, you will not even know. They won't comment. Oh, the people that are seeing you, they don't say anything. They're just watching. There are some people that I go to their pages on Twitter. I don't have any business on Twitter, but I go to look for them. What has this person done? Let me see. I'm not a recruiter, but I just want to see. If I see an opportunity for that kind of person, I will reach out to the person. I would definitely want to reach out. I saw something like this. Are you interested? Take. Go and do. Do you understand? So please.
Yeah. Okay, I can hear you now. Okay, I lost you for a bit. No problem. Yeah, so I also wanted to, I mean, we've talked a lot about product design and we're wrapping up very soon. So if you have any questions, just drop in the comments or in the question box by the bottom right corner. I wanted to ask about product management and, how that differs from product design and what you do as a product
somebody
manager.
Is at my gate. Let me just tell her. Sorry.
Nope.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
No problem. Yeah. Hello everyone. Someone said very true. Put yourself out there. Let the world know what you're doing. I think most times it's just hard. I think it's hard to put yourself out there, like when you're just starting, because first of all, you're not even sure of what you're doing. Number two, what if
That's
you
another
don't
thing.
pull through? Like, what if you don't complete it? Like, how would?
For me,
So you're scared, and I think
me
it's
not
understandable, right?
I don't know what people would judge me, coming from the fact that in the food industry, a lot of people were looking up to me. A whole fit and farm. How will it look like? What will people say? So I hid it, low key. Before I shut down the business October last year, but then I started take October 2021. But I announced the shutdown just last year. So when people were calling like, how are you going to do? I'd already gotten a gig. I started working already. So when people call and they're like, hey, okay, let me invest. What do you need? Let's go back. Let's do it. I'm like, sorry, I don't need it. I don't need the money. Don't worry. I'm fine. So it was more of people are going to judge me. People are going to criticize me that, oh, I failed at this. But now I'm only doing it with my full chest. Say anything you like. It's not my business.
Yes. Someone asked is a Behance portfolio enough
definitely.
for a product designer to get started?
Just put all your case studies there, structure it properly, do everything that you have to do on your case study, do it well. Don't be too rigid. Explain your thought process and everything. That's a portfolio. You submit that. If a recruiter is asking for something, if you don't have the means to do a website, submit that. That's a very good portfolio.
So what is Behance
So
actually? Is
it's
it a
like,
program or
it's a platform
what is that?
where designers post their work, right? So you can post whatever it is that you do. It has like, how do I
Okay.
explain it? It's a place where you can just post your case studies, everything that you do in your design, just post it there, leave it there. You
Studies.
create like a
Okay.
page,
Okay.
and then you have your own page with your own link, and you just post it. Okay, so what did you ask earlier?
Okay.
Okay.
I asked about
So this
product
one
management. Yeah.
is my newfound love, my baby. Okay, so I got into product management. I don't know. I don't want to call it a mistake because it was not intentional. My goal was, design, right? And just stay there. But then the first year I got, I started it,
Mm-hmm.
but there was no PM on the team, right? And I was already doing the work of the PM. I was already updating the clients, doing everything, arranging all the stand-ups, doing everything that I
Yeah.
could do, Sha.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they just reached out that, so just be the PM then. I didn't have any certification. It was nothing. Just, you're already doing the job of a PM. So even if I want to hire
Mm.
a PM, what is the person going to do? It's a
Okay.
startup. It's just the two founders and the team I created. So I even created the team, got all my guys, good guys, to work on the project.
Okay.
So I was already doing everything. And the guy was like,
Project.
you're officially the PM. So just they go, and that's how we started. I just actually got my first certification June 1st. I just got my first certification as a PM. Thank you. So entry level.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Where did you
So
get that?
basically
Yeah.
PM is just one
Oh, okay.
part. I don't
Okay.
know if I
Okay.
would, go deep into it and become a scrum master like you and all. I don't know about
It's
that
okay.
yet, but I'm still very much a designer, and I manage teams basically. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So, just to wrap this up, do you have any any training or
Um
sessions or whatever you
So due to
have for
time,
people that
I
might be
honestly
interested?
would love to do trainings, but I cannot afford to do trainings right now, and I don't like disappointing people. So what I can do is, or what I'm currently
Yes.
doing is clarity sessions. And
Mm-hmm.
why I chose to do clarity sessions, because just
Okay.
like me, when I started, a lot of people are confused. Like, in fact, I have a cybersecurity course waiting for me somewhere
Hmm.
in one of my courses. I have a front end course. I have a web mobile development. So I was just signing up for different things. I didn't know what I wanted, right? So the essence of this clarity
Thank
session is to
you.
help
Hmm.
people know what they should do, tell them where they should do it,
Mm-hmm.
teach them how to go about it, right? And then they can always still send me
Hmm.
messages. I've had people that have done it for, and
Hmm.
they'll say, please, what kind of laptop do I use? So I'm always just going to be there for you to ask me questions, and not that you will come and kill me with questions, no. But
Okay. Questions.
then
Mm-hmm.
I would be able to help you. If it's now something about product design, then you know that, okay, yes, I can help you fully. But then if you are going to be doing something like cyber security, I'll point you to mentors that you can reach out to. I will just make your life
Yeah.
very easy. You don't have to be confused. You don't have to be down
Okay.
because I'm your hype queen. I'm going to keep hyping. You are not permitted
Hmm.
to give up if you sign up for my clarity sessions, because I'm going to hold your hand and tell you, oh, this and this and
Yes.
this is what you should do, basically. And if you're on this live, if you send me a DM, I can
Mhm.
give you a discount. It's 20K actually. But then if you send me a DM, I can give you a 20% discount if you are on this live. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Someone has asked that you should drop your LinkedIn page.
Um
Let's connect. And then what's the name of the
Entry
certification you did
level
in product
product
management?
management one, right? That's what it's called. Just go to entry level. They're on Instagram, entry
Okay.
level. Go to the link in their bio. You can sign up for the course. I think it's less than 85. Yeah. So just sign up for the course. if you finish the course, you
Okay.
get a
Oh wow.
certificate and a reference letter. So they have product management
Mm.
too, and then they have Scrum Master.
Okay.
If you want to keep going, feel free. Yeah,
You can keep going. Okay. Yeah.
just
The
send me a
question is,
DM
how
or you click the
do
link
we
in my
get into
bio.
the
There's
clarity
a link
session?
there for clarity session. You can just do the payment. It takes you to where you would book
Oh,
your day, your preferred time, and but if you don't want to go through all that, just send me a DM. That's fine too.
all right. All right.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for this session. We've
Thank you
learned
so
so
much.
many things. In fact, so many things. How hunger has gingered, and it's true. I mean, you've been so transparent. How we shouldn't lose
Exactly.
hope, and keep on trying until you get
Mhm.
what you want. Always identify your why, and if your why is good enough, you persevere through that,
It might be long.
long process.
Exactly.
For some people it
So
might be
don't
short, for others it might be long.
don't
Yeah,
look at someone else's own.
yeah.
I have a friend
Thank you.
that we did
Thanks a lot.
Future Academy. Future Academy was the first training I did. She got a job. She has been working since like maybe June last year. And I got my own first gig in October. And she
Wow.
didn't even do too much. Somebody just referred her and she
Mm,
got in. That's all. And the truth is, if you look at people's, the way their own journey is and use it to compare your own, you will have hypertension. Oh. You will just kill yourself.
yes,
You will not enjoy the tech money that you want to make. So just ignore everybody. You are in your
exactly.
own world, network, but
Yes.
then don't let anybody disturb you. Don't let anybody
Mm-hmm.
stress you. Be happy for them. Wish them well, because when you wish them well, it comes back to you. Wish them well, be happy for them, connect with them, ask them questions, be their friends.
True.
There's no need to beef anybody. Just be happy for them and move on. But don't give up, because if you give up, you will not see the tech money last, and you would have put in so much effort and you just give up like that. So instead of giving up, why don't you just add
True.
like a little bit of effort again?
Exactly.
Or if you are feeling down, send me a DM. My DM is open.
Hmm.
I will help you and tell you why you should not give up. And trust me, you will continue. There are a lot of people like that, and I can't talk to you and you will not continue. It's not possible. It's not possible. Mhm. Anyways, thank you guys. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for joining. I'll post this. I'll save the live session and
We'll see
post it on my
you guys
page and
somewhere.
also on my YouTube page. So
Thank
subscribe as well.
you.
Thank you very much. Have a good
Bye.
rest of the day. Thank you so much, Alice. Yeah. Thank you.